Hi, everyone. Welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. It's my first official day as a fully retired person. I didn't do a video yesterday. I cleaned up my classroom, took a nap, and just kind of took a day off. Even though this doesn't feel like work, I just needed a little time for me. So anyway, here I am. And I wanted to talk tonight. Now, I have said I am not going to give financial advice, and this isn't financial advice at all. I wanted to give a little background about what NESARA, GESARA means. So if this is old news for you, you may want to watch other videos, okay? And just kind of pass this on. I'm not going to do a reading, but I want to give a little background before we get into what I really do want to read tonight. Okay, one moment, I'm going to share the screen. Now, this is an article from 2018. And if you would like to read it, I consider it one of the best basic introductions to NESARA, GESARA that's out there. I really do. Or in the coming days and weeks with changes happening in our world, if you have friends and family that are asking about it, you could direct them to this article. It's not that long, and I think it's excellent. But GESARA stands for Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. And then NESARA simply, instead of global, means national. And as our financial systems change and we go more to asset-backed currencies for our world instead of the fiat dollar, NESARA GESARA is a huge part of that plan and cause for celebration. If you've been avoiding the topic because you don't want to get your hopes up, I understand that. I mean, this has been rolling out for decades, you know, so it's sometimes hard to believe that we might really be at the finish line for it. And certainly that finish line has been opposed by dark cats and evil that relies on fiat dollar structures for doing their dastardly deeds in business. But let's just figure that we're on the home stretch here, and it's time to get up to speed a little bit about it. Maybe you haven't for one of the reasons I haven't. And that is because it seems like so many people in the alt media that are going to talk about it do it only as a pay-per-view. Well, as you know, I don't personally do pay-per-views. So I thought, let's just talk about what this is. I'm going to show everybody one article, and you can find more. But if you want, you know, I kind of let you know where I start with my questioning and where we go from there. Now, the reason I wanted to give that real brief background of about what NESARA GESARA is earlier today, I was asking the cards, just a personal question for myself about Q phones. I got 5 major arcanas out of the 7 cards I drew. That told me the question is important. Now, Q phones are going to work with quantum financial system. Let me show you an article about them, just a second. Okay, according to this site, and again, you can pause my video anytime I do a share screen and see where I found something. Q phones are already developed and manufactured in Germany, the United Kingdom, with a final software upgrade in the United States. Now, this article is not new. It's from October of 2021, I believe. Okay, still relevant, still pertinent. Okay, it's 3-dimensional, highest quality. It's going to be one of the main tools for direct credit and expenditures in daily life and for retail and business commerce. There are going to be eventually 7 billion Q phones out there, one for every adult on the planet. It's exciting stuff. Well, since Q phones are going to be instrumental in the QFS system, the quantum financial system, and in how money is distributed and spent and used in the time to come for humanity, I want to ask a question tonight specifically about Q phones. So I'm not stepping on anybody's expertise about NESARA, GESARA, and reevaluations and anything like that, because I leave that to the experts. And I'm not an expert on this. We're just going to ask the question of the universe. What does the universe want us to know about Q phones and their availability within the next 12 months? So what does the universe want us to know about Q phones in general and their availability in the next 12 months to the general public? Let's see what the cards have to say. I'll switch that pin. You can watch me shuffle and we'll enjoy the cards together, okay? Okay, card 1 is the Justice card. Card 2 is the 7 of Pentacles. Card 3 is the 4 of Pentacles. Card 4 is Page of Swords. Card 5 is the 2 of Cups. Card 6 is the Page of Cups. Card 7 is the 7 of Wands. I'll be right back and we'll talk about those. Okay, well, unlike my read a while ago for myself where I got 5 major arcana, we only have 1 here. But part of the reason is this: we were asking a global question, and we were asking about what we should know about Q phones and their availability globally in the next year. Okay, so our question is about the Justice card, and the purpose of the quantum financial system and GESARA is to redistribute assets and wealth that never should have been taken from humanity to start with. And this card clarifies the situation a little bit because it's a reward card. It's showing that there is going to be some distribution. And in our case, it's redistribution of humanity's wealth and resources. Now, in the recent past for our card here, it is showing up. This is being careful and cautious. And part of that caution is going to be the fact that people who have struggled for their lifetimes, for generations with money, aren't going to always know how to handle it well to start with. We've seen that with lottery winners who are broke and destitute within a year. Okay, there are people who manage funds and do it well. It does take a amount of practice, so I don't think it's going to all be dropped in our laps at once, the wealth. But as for the Q phones, the Page of Swords, cautiously optimistic. Those Q phones are in production. They are ready to be distributed, and we can be cautiously optimistic that we will be seeing that within the year. Now, there's been an agreement. This is a part of agreement, and it's a good agreement, the 2 of Cups. So as we come into this new financial system and the Q phones, which are going to be part of that distribution, I think they may also be used with quantum voting, just in general, raising humanity back on a path of learning and lightness that we need to be on. This is clarified, that agreement, and cause for cautious optimism is the Page of Cups, which is usually about a nice surprise. So there, it's going to be surprising, maybe the capabilities that the phone has, maybe how quickly they can be distributed and go into use. That use, now this is not our main clarifier, but as we know, there has been opposition every step of the way. There have been assassinations to prevent this from happening. It has been decades in the happening, not just the Q phones, but the whole NESARA, GESARA, and redistributing wealth and getting humanity back where it should be. Now this guy, I love him. He is determined. He's won against numerous others. He's got the high ground though, and I believe the white hats have the high ground too. And I believe the white hats like us are determined to help see our world get to this good place and to do it sooner rather than later. So, hey, I'm sorry to tell you, but according to the read I got, I'm going to have a Q phone in the next 12 months. I hope the rest of you do too. Exciting times, folks, exciting times. Now, what we can do to help make that happen is picture it happening. Please believe that you can make things happen by picturing them. And it doesn't hurt if you don't fully buy into it to start practicing and trying, okay? There's people that thought they could never walk till they actually started trying. There's people that thought they couldn't do this or that till they actually started trying. So let's make this world happen, okay? This good world where there's enough for everybody and where people are careful with their resources and don't need the bling and the I just can't think of all the stuff we don't need. You know, the extravagance and the opulence and the gold-plated this and that we don't need to actually have a good and satisfying life. So let's picture it happening. Let's picture it so that we don't have to have our hands held too long as we baby step our way into where we should be as humans. That's it for this read. If you enjoyed it, please like, share. You're welcome to subscribe and comment. And if you want to hang on for a second, I'm going to talk about something totally unrelated to this. If not, good night. I give you my love and want you to stay in the light. Now, the other thing was, I showed you guys some spheres that I have in my last video. And I buy them from different places. Etsy for some, Stars of Alaska, which is my favorite Alaska gemstone. And sometimes when I get them, people enclose a gift, a tumbled stone gift. And so here was what I was going to say. I'll try to, I'm going to put them under the other camera. It's just a handful. If you would be interested in having me send that handful of gemstones to you, the tumbled stones, I've got my email listed in the About section. I just ask one thing, that you allow me to use your first name and location and send me your mailing address, and the third person who asks for them in my email will get it. So I will tell everybody who that third person was. If you'd like those, I'll need your physical mailing address and permission to use your first name and location. And I'll send those to you. So if anybody wants them, let me know. Good night.